Hey everybody, how's it going? I asked people on my Instagram to tell me what type of videos they want to see on my channel, and this was one of the most highly requested. So I'm going to be telling you my top 10 most complimented fragrances from women that get the sexiest reactions, all right? And I'm actually going to do it in order from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way down to 1. So I'll put all the names of the fragrances, samples if I can find them, discount site links, the global shipping, all that sort of stuff in the description, all right? If you want to save yourself some money and support the channel, but please buy where you're comfortable. But I am not going to do it in the order of this video, so it doesn't spoil the rankings. We're going to start with number 10, the newcomer, Blue Agave by Precious Liquid, all right? This scent right here is at number 10 because, like I said, it's probably one of the newest fragrances in my collection, so I don't have as much wear time with it, but this always performs decently. Especially I've been wearing it pretty often in the warm weather that we've been having, so it's been showing out. It's a very simple, straightforward type of fragrance that's perfect for the summertime. And honestly, what I've noticed about, like with the feminine nose and stuff like that, with a lot of women, simple fragrances are amazing. Simple unisex fragrances, I'm gonna say, are the ones that just, like, you'll notice always, always, always never fail. All right, so with Blue Agave, it smells like a sexy body shot on the beach. I've talked about this before, kind of like a sexy tequila, well, agave, you know what I mean? Like lime, salt type of fragrance, fun, playful, flirty. This scent is just, it's a no-brainer. You know, every single woman that actually DM'd me saying that they tried a sample of this fragrance is in love with it. They're like, oh, I just love it. Like, even I'm wearing it for myself now, but I got it for my partner and stuff like that. So this is also, I think it's actually marketed as a unisex fragrance, or more masculine, but it's still like a unisex fragrance because the dry down, well, the opening kind of goes a bit more masculine, then it turns more unisex as it starts to dry down on your skin. But yeah, unisex fragrances, the key to the feminine nose. Number 9, Silver Mountain Water by Creed, my favorite Creed fragrance. But I will tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of Creed scents, you know, so this wasn't a hard one for me to pick out of all the Creed scents. But this one is pretty much, just picture yourself walking or hiking in the mountains, going to a waterfall, just bottle that smell, and you have Silver Mountain Water, all right? So this one is nice because it's not your typical citrusy fresh and clean, your typical linen fresh and clean. It's like you're in nature, you know what I mean? So this is also a very unisex fragrance. Anybody can wear it. And yeah, I've had a lot of great memories with this fragrance. And interestingly enough, out of a lot of the scents, whenever people come and smell fragrances in my room, I'm gonna talk about only the women. They love Silver Mountain Water. The only one that didn't really love this scent was actually Gabrielle. She was like, it's too basic for you, blah, 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 blah. She likes the more, well, you know what? She likes simple stuff too, but she wasn't as in love with this, but everybody else 1000% was. So number 9, Silver Mountain Water. Number 8, Layton by Parfums de Marly. This one I always recommend, especially if you're new to fragrances. And the thing is, I get a lot of questions about, should I get Layton or Carlisle? And I always say, if you are just getting started, just go with Layton, because this is a very mass appealing type of scent. Nothing complicated about it. It smells like apple, cardamom, and vanilla. The only type of, not even hate, but the only type of other comments you'll hear about this fragrance from people not satisfied are the ones that it smells like Vicks on their body. Like, there are some people that are like, this one smells like Vicks, but I honestly really think that's their skin chemistry, just because I've smelled like 4 to 5 different bottles of Layton, and I've smelled it in the air, I've smelled it on clothes, I've smelled it on my skin and other people's skin, and I have never smelled Vicks vapor rub. So I honestly can't think of another reason as to why it would smell like that unless your skin chemistry just doesn't go with it. But Layton is a fabulous fragrance. It has a very nice scent trail. Out of everything that I've talked about so far, this is the longest lasting. It performs over 12 hours. It has a nice projection, a great fragrance if you're going out and you want to smell good, you want to smell really sexy and likable, and mass appealing. You know what I mean? This is not a complicated fragrance by any means, but it's gonna do the job. And yeah, this one gets a lot of great reactions from women when I have worn it. That was number 8, 10, 9, 8. Number 7 is, I gotta keep track of this. Number 7 is La Nuit de L'Homme by YSL. And if you're wondering, wait, isn't La Nuit de L'Homme the oldest fragrance in your collection? Why is it a bit lower on the list? And I have to say that La Nuit de L'Homme is the fragrance that opened the floodgate for me. You know, I've worn scents before and people complimented me on them, but never have I received like a sexually charged type of compliment or reaction when I wore a fragrance until I tried La Nuit de L'Homme. All right, so this definitely did pull a lot, but the ones that come after this are just kind of like, picture a relay race, right? You have the first leg and then the second, the third, the fourth that takes you home. That's kind of how this is, where it's like another fragrance took the baton and just took it to the next level. So for me, I'm very grateful for this fragrance. It's a cardamom scent. You know what I mean? It has some sweetness in the dry down, very intimate, doesn't perform that well, but I still think it's worth it, especially, you know, in 2022 and 2023, people are like, well, if it doesn't perform well, should I get it? And all I can say is if you want a sexy fragrance as your first scent, then just get this one. It's my very first, it's my favorite standard designer fragrance out of everything in my collection. So I got a lot of love for this one, and I'm very glad that I got it, even if the performance isn't the best, because I could just overspray it. You know what I mean? All right, number 6 is going to be, oh, this is hard. Okay, number 6 right now is gonna be Molecula 1 by Escentric Molecules, the smartest fragrance on this list. And if you're new to my channel, I say that because this tones down when you're not being active. Like, you won't really be able to smell it. It stays close to your skin. But the second you get active, this thing starts to project. It has a nice scent trail, and it's an ISO-E super fragrance, so it enhances your skin chemistry. All right, so this is probably the most curious compliment getting fragrance I have ever worn out of everything in my collection, where people kind of have that eyebrow raise. They're like, you smell good, but they don't know why I smell good because they don't think I'm wearing a fragrance. They think that's just like my natural skin scent. You know what I mean? So yeah, this has gotten a lot of kind of question compliments where like, you smell good. And I don't think that it's soap. You know what I'm saying? So this fragrance here smells different on everybody. All right, I always have to say that. Some people can't smell it. Some people do smell it and it smells bad on them. Some people do smell it, it smells good on them. Some people can't smell it, but other people smell it on them and love it. You know what I mean? So luckily for me, I can always smell this. Well, not the whole entire time while I'm wearing it, but I do pick it up here and there. But I have gotten a lot of fresh compliments, a lot of clean compliments, a weird like sniff on the back of my shoulder blade from this one girl. But yeah, it's a really nice scent. Molecula 1, Escentric Molecules. I think now we're on to the top 5, right? Oh shit, am I losing my, okay, top number 5. Number 5 is Ombre Nuit by Dior. Let me just make sure this is still recording. All right, Ombre Nuit by Dior is my favorite Dior fragrance of all time. I'm talking standard designer, I'm talking private blend. There's just something about it that holds a very special place in my heart. I think because it's just this soft, sophisticated, classy, seductive amber rose fragrance that is right in the middle of unisex. If a woman wears this, it smells more feminine. If a guy wears this, it can smell more masculine. But honestly, it just works on everybody, and this does wonders with my skin chemistry. This is the fragrance I talked about before, where a girl smelled it on me and she wanted my bottle. She was like, can I, like, we weren't even in this room. She was just like, oh, you smell good. Can I have that fragrance? You know what I mean? And this scent just also kind of gets a lot of, not kind of, it does get a lot of nose to the neck reactions. This is one of the first fragrances that got a bunch of those. Like Nuit de L'Homme, yes, I had a lot, but this one it just came tenfold, where whenever I would have like a one-on-one conversation with somebody, usually it's at nighttime because I didn't wear this in the daytime unless it was gloomy, but I would have a one-on-one conversation. It's kind of loud, you know, so you kind of get closer to hear somebody, and then they smell this just wafting off of me, you know, and they're like, oh wow, that smells so nice, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I mean, I like having that type of reaction, you know, where people just kind of keep their nose on my neck, just smelling it and being like, yeah, I love that, and they just keep gushing about that fragrance. So for me, Ombre Nuit is a total winner. All right, now let me just recount: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, 4, 3. Oh shit. Oh, I hope I'm not fucking this up. All right, this is number 4, Oud Wood by Tom Ford. My favorite Tom Ford fragrance. It just smells like a unique woody scent. And remember, when I say unique, I am talking about in terms of you being out in public, not about the fragrance community, not about what people like fragheads are saying on Reddit and comments and Facebook groups, stuff like that. I'm talking about you're actually out there meeting people, talking to people, wearing this fragrance, and they're just like, oh wow, that smells nice, because this scent separates you from everybody else wearing your typical blue fragrance like Bleu de Chanel, Dior Sauvage, White EDP, or a feminine fragrance like Chanel No. 5, La Vie est Belle, Idol by Lancôme. You know what I'm saying? Another unisex fragrance, but yeah, this one was interesting because every woman that has smelled this on me has loved it, right? With Gabrielle, she smelled the bottle of this and she smelled it before, but she didn't like it. She's like, I don't like Oud Wood. I know a lot of girls do, but I don't. And then I put this on, and now it's like her top 5 favorite fragrance on me. Like all of a sudden, like she did a full 180 with this fragrance. So there is just something extremely seductive and sexy about this scent that gets, like, I wouldn't even say a neck turning reaction because it doesn't have that much of a scent trail, but similar to Ombre Nuit, where when you're talking to somebody and they kind of just smell it radiating off of you and they're like, ooh, that's hot. You know what I'm saying? So Oud Wood totally does the job. All right, we're going on to our top 3. Number 3, Elysium by Roja Parfums. Is it a surprise that it's here? No, it's not. It absolutely, you know what? This could have actually been number 2. Pretend you didn't hear me say that. Number 3 is Carlisle by Parfums de Marly. The only reason I swapped these two is just because I don't wear this as often as Elysium. But believe me, when it is cold outside and I throw this fragrance on, even if it's a summer night, this thing pulls like crazy. I know I said in the beginning of this video that typically with the feminine nose with women, like the simple, fresh fragrances do really well, right? But this is a scent for the people that want that complexity. They want the unique, bold scent that still has that mass appeal. Carlisle is definitely what I would recommend. This is also a unisex fragrance for all the ladies that are watching this as well. Oh, God. I'm telling you. You wear this at a party, at an event, wherever, at a club, at a bar, anything like that. This is a scent that people have not smelled before, all right? There's a lot of people that walk into Sephora, Macy's, even Nordstrom, but sometimes they don't notice this brand, so they go straight to the designers. And this is a scent profile that is just so rich, so elegant, that they've just never smelled it. They're like, whoa, that's super sexy. I have gotten a lot of feral reactions with Carlisle. Lasts over 12 hours. That's all I'm gonna say. You know the deal. I've talked about this a lot. You can check out my videos on it if you want to. Number 2, Elysium by Roja Parfums. Also another unisex fragrance. Very fruity. This is a life of the party fragrance. I just wear it more often. And I love how this fragrance just gets effortless type of attention. You know what I mean? Whenever I'm hanging out with people, and you know when you greet people, you hug them, you catch up with them, and they smell this on me, they just go apeshit. They're like, whoa, you smell fantastic. Now, I know that this video is specifically about compliments from women, but I will say that this has also gotten me a lot of compliments from men as well. Everybody pretty much loves this fragrance, but there is just something about it. Like, I've worn this to the beach. I've worn this when it was hot outside. I've worn this before I worked out, and then I could still smell it on me afterwards, and it just took it to the next level. So Elysium, my favorite Roja fragrance of all time. I've smelled, I think, 8, 9, 10 of their fragrances, and nothing has dethroned this. Okay, so this is a fragrance that, look, I know that it's juniper berry, I know that it's grapefruit, but honestly on my skin, it smells a bit pineapple-y, and not Creed Aventus pineapple-y, just like a nice, ripe yet fresh pineapple. Like, it's just, it smells so damn good. Like, one of my favorite freshies, for sure. Please tell me this is still recording. Yes! Thank goodness. All right, but yeah, Elysium Roja Parfums, a no-brainer. I remember I actually went to the pool with this fragrance. That's all I'm gonna say. It was awesome. It was awesome. All right, number 1, you could pause the video if you want to, but you already know what it is if you want to put a guess. But number 1, Salt and Pepper by Precious Liquid. All right, this fragrance is just, it's hard to beat. Now, this is actually, like Blue Agave, newer in my collection, right? So if you're like, wait, if that's newer, how could you say it's your most complimented? Believe me, this came at the right time because summer is here. I've worn it for the past couple months nonstop. This has been my scent of the day. For everybody that always asks me, what's your scent of the day? You should change it up, blah, 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 blah. Every day. Or like, you know, there have been some days that I haven't been wearing fragrances at all, just to kind of like remember that feeling. But this has been like my go-to scent of the day. I finished 2 of the samples, like the 8 ml travel samples already. So if you're looking at my bottle and you're like, that's barely a dent, you didn't make anything in there. I already finished like this, well, double, like that much juice of the fragrance beforehand. So I should have kept that though, because I need that. I need that soon. I need another one soon. But this one right here is kryptonite to the feminine nose. I don't know how many times I have to tell you, all right? The only people that have ever dogged on this fragrance, that commented to me, that are in my DMs, are guys that haven't had women smell it on them. They're just guys alone in their room, or they were hanging out with their guy friends. You know what I mean? And again, this video is not about compliments from other dudes, all right? This is about what is sexy to women, and there's a reason this is number 1. I have been stopped in public several times already by women asking me what I'm wearing, writing it down because they want to get it for their partners, or just telling me straight up that I smell amazing. When my girlfriend first smelled this, because she's the one that put me onto this fragrance, she got a sample of it. She's like, you need to wear this. So I wore it. Kind of thought, I'm like, it's like a typical sort of masculine fragrance, right? As it dried down, I was wrong. This shit got magical, and I was like, I see what she's talking about. And then later that day, I was around other women, and they all loved this scent. They were asking me what it was. They were telling me that it was super sexy. They're just like, oh, that smells really, really nice. You know what I mean? So Salt and Pepper smells like the name implies. It is a bit salty, but the pepper carries this fragrance. It just smells really good. And this is interesting because this is one of those fresh fragrances that would still smell good and work in the wintertime because it has ambroxan in the base to push off. So if you're somebody looking for that little ray of sunshine, or you want a nice fresh scent and it's cold where you are, this is definitely gonna pull through. But yeah, I literally can, like, I would have to make a separate video of every single encounter I have had over the past 3 months wearing this fragrance with women, and like them telling me what they think about it and like who they want to get it for, all that sort of stuff. So what I also like about it is it's not a fragrance people know about, you know what I mean? And that's kind of my sweet spot of what I like personally, is something that still has mass appeal, but nobody else is wearing. You know, I want that fragrance that everyone in the room is like, she smells good. That is the best smelling person in this room. but they don't know niche fragrances. And even if they did know niche fragrances, this isn't Creed, this isn't Parfums de Marly, this isn't MFK, this is a brand that's super low key. So it's just a win in every single box. But yeah, my number one most complimented fragrance from women, Precious Liquids, Salt and Pepper. Anyways, again, I'll put the names of the fragrances, discount site links, samples, global shipping, all that sort of stuff in the description in case you want to get your hands on these to save yourself some money. But please just buy where you're comfortable. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.